Our first topic is going to be the scientific method. Now, with the scientific method, we will take notes, and then there will also be an opportunity to practice. So, the scientific method, what is it? Is a series of steps used by scientists to gather knowledge, to gain information. And we're going to go through 6 main steps. So this is a little look at the flow of this information in what is called the scientific method, so this process. So step one, we're going to be looking at an observation. Now I have a video clip that I'd like for you to look at. And while you're watching this video clip, there's a couple of things that I want you to put down. I want you to put down a definition for an observation and a definition for an inference. And then when you get to the end of this video, there's going to be a place for you to practice um, finding an observation, coming up with an inference by looking at a picture. And the main thing to focus on this picture is the butterfly. So the example that you'll put for observation is the butterfly is, and for inference, the butterfly is. And then there's going to be a worksheet. So this worksheet is observation versus inference worksheet. So when you get to the observation versus inference worksheet, you have a picture, a really simple little picture, and then you've got 16 statements. So each of these statements, you need to decide if it is an observation or if it's an inference. So O is observation and I is inference. And then when you get finished, there's also a little place on this slide that you can go to find the answers. Now, if we're talking about an observation, and this is what's going to go in your notes, so I've given you a template for your notes. So under observation, your notes, you're going to put that these are things that we make using our senses and possibly other tools to study the world. So we're going to use our senses. So I'm going to see something, I'm going to smell something, I'm going to taste something, I'm going to hear something. And as we go through this, I'm going to be providing you with an example that I came up with and that I used on our pre-test. So the whole thing, the little experiment about the bees and the cola. So my observation in that experiment is that sometimes I see bees swarming around cans of soda pop, around cans of cola. And you've probably seen that in Wells. So that's an observation because I saw it. Um, I'm also leaving you a place there for you to come up with your own example of an observation for a problem that you may uh, have encountered or think that you might encounter. So remember, with this process of the scientific method, we're trying to gain knowledge or trying to gain information. So I think an easy way to kind of focus on this is to go ahead and think about your next step. You know what it is. It's question a problem. And what could be a problem that you've had in the past? Doesn't have to be scientific. Um, it's probably not going to be scientific. It could be that maybe you've gotten grounded, but yet you want to go see your friends. So how can I see my friends if I'm grounded? Maybe that's your problem. Or maybe you've run out of data on your phone. So how can I get more data? Now, for your observation might be that if I run out of data, is maybe I go to send my friend a picture and I can't do it. So that's an observation that you've made. So I want you to try your best to come up with your own examples as we go through these for each of the steps of the scientific method. Okay, step two is that question or that problem. And you could think about all the questions and problems that are faced by scientists. And we know what some of the big ones are right now: how to come up with a vaccine, so a viable vaccine, something that's going to work against the coronavirus. Um, how can we combat droughts? So we are currently right now, while I'm making this, we're a bit behind on our rain. So there's a lot of different question problems. Some of them are more significant than others. Like I mentioned, if maybe you've gotten in trouble and you want to do something, but you know that you're not allowed to, how could you maybe get around that? You know you've tried it. We've all tried it to circumvent a problem like that. Or why have I run out of data? Am I out of data? Or maybe you go to your fridge and maybe it's empty, maybe the light's off. Um, who ate my M&Ms? There's a lot of different questions or problems that people face on a daily basis. Now, when we're talking about a question or problem, we're talking about a scientist having a question about some aspect of the natural world. So things that I mentioned that have been in the headlines have really impacted daily life are kind of like on the medical front. So that's right up the alley of anybody who studies and loves biology is medical stuff. So what would be a good vaccine? Um, when can we get this vaccine out? Or maybe it might be some things you might have seen about masks. Do masks really work to prevent the spread of the coronavirus? But the example that I gave you on the pretest is, do bees prefer diet or regular soda? So do they like diet pop? Do they like diet Coke? Now I have this little poll that we might play around with. I don't know yet, guys. This might be something I'm trying some new tools. I'm playing around with things. We may do this, or I may chicken out and not do this. So this is kind of to be continued. We'll kind of see what happens. Okay, step number 3. So after I have my problem, my question I want to answer, then I'm going to come up with my hypothesis. And you've known forever that a hypothesis is also known as an educated guess, which is a possible answer to the proposed scientific question. So that sounds like a lot of big words and just jumbled them all together, which, there's no sense in us staying away from that because let's face it, that's kind of how your standardized tests are written. Lengthy, wordy. So an educated guess. It's a guess. It's a possibility. It's a possible answer. Doesn't mean it's definitely the answer. It's a possibility. And it has to be testable, so something that we can test. And going back to the vaccine problem that we're seeing, we know that testing is happening all the time, and we get little snippets of information about how it's going in this country and how it's going in that country. Um, so your hypothesis is kind of your first shot out of the gate. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think the answer might be? So a lot of times you'll see these as if-then statements. So the way that I presented this to you in your pretest is, if bees are given a choice, they're going to choose that diet. That's what I think, based upon my past experience, is that if we give them a choice, they're going to go for the diet. Now, your hypothesis doesn't have to be an if-then statement, but it just might be. Now, this is something, and then again, I've got a little video clip for you to look at, and I just love this guy. He cracks me up. But this is something that you might listen for a little bit more in the future. My friends keep saying theory when they should be saying hypothesis. So I'm a big fan of these crime mystery shows, like this reality stuff. Um, Investigative Discovery Channel, I watch like all of those shows. So it's one big mystery after another, after another, after another. And a lot of times when you're talking about these mysteries, you're talking about hypothesizing. Like, I think this might be it. I think this might be the way it is. But instead of saying hypothesis, they're always talking about their theories, their theory of what happened. But that's not the accurate word to use. And it's rare that you ever hear someone actually use the word hypothesis. In fact, if you're watching um, some TV show, some television show, if you're looking at a news broadcast, they're probably going to say theory. But if you'll please watch this little video here, and then this guy's going to explain to you the difference between a theory and a hypothesis. Now, his thing is physics. He's talking about physics, but it's not the content, the science that we're looking at here. It's just theory versus hypothesis.